Well, as I'm back, the money I was Frank Asempanoma, LCC, Emmanuel Hukakra. Nana Abrefone, a Deputy Director, Department of Social Welfare, named for a Della Ashagbo, Ebertrin Comedy Cardia to him, Streetism, Home Seminal, ya caught her near Fana in Chimuna Koi Bibia, Ewa, and Tiasian to me, Edge May, or Bakum, you be now famous with the Cacras or Snafia. Nana, any.
Rather, I am watching. Rather, I'm pumped to say.
Pumpoko, Namoso.
Namia say, Papa, but you man, come here, say, a quiet diamamo. Na, no cry, na, what are the challenges here? A woman with Juma Muyum.
Yeah, main challenge ni funding. Apart from funding, for Bibiana, it me, bet me a Jumano.
Yeah, but say who duties of social welfare. But Juma Pan saying.
Social welfare, Juma super. Almost any issue concerning the Ghanaian, the social welfare is concerned, and the statutory children, families, any the aged, Bibiana concerning Omo Abrabo, social welfare, it is very huge.
I see. And I'm a crowd, and I'm more to I think say medical social welfare across an entity before we get to the challenge. Social welfare across the length and breadth of Ghana, baby, be a more recognized office.
Yes.
With the needed staff.
No.
With the needed logistics.
No.
But being paid at the end of every month.
Well, of course, apart from those challenges, in our own way, we try to make sure that we deliver on our goals and objectives.
No, but we will get there because you've given a definition to social welfare that clearly means that it's a relevant body. And I'm asking questions to that effect to say, is that how the country has paid attention to social welfare?
Well, you know that issues of social policy, social protection, is quite expensive. And government needs very much resources to be able to deal with those issues. And so the little that comes, that's what we use to implement the programs.
So it's not appreciable because of course the government has, the social welfare comes a lot of funding and challenges. Clearly it's a unit force that is very important and relevant to every country. It is not about the challenges in terms of funding. It is about no paper any entiasie say social welfare jumakuno idea more cars.
Yes, it definitely it is for society to know that every society is measured according to how best you deal with your vulnerable persons. And if we as a society, social welfare must be resourced so that it can play its role. That would be great.
But what's the region?
The country that has to accept the social welfare has to be put at its rightful place.
Well, now, as man make now still the finance to managing in your own small way because you will not put pressure on the needed agency or body to revive social welfare. To the best of my knowledge, social welfare is not functioning full capacity. Is in fact on a scale of 0 to 10, I'll give social welfare 2.5. It might not be, yeah, it might not be okay with you, but social welfare impact is not being felt anywhere. I don't know, but for instance, in Western region, in Bronga region, for instance, logistics and staffing is one of the key things. In Bronga, for instance, the relevance of social welfare is relegated to the backdrop because clearly, people don't get that even interest to go there. Is that the case?
Well, of course, it has been started for years. We've been under-resourced. But the issue really is that now in the Brown Western that you mentioned, they are all under the Local Government Act. And so they are no more part of the national social welfare, but they are with the local government system. And so their funding and everything goes to the assembly, but not from the head office.
I see. Era Ayadela Ashabo Yempebrina Yemfanchim the best of education. But I know the DNT from say how well Anna social welfare Accra fighting and you may be a unity in terms of vulnerability on the part of Yankwada, one in the mountain, so the dam mountain. So, how and what is the strategy of social warfare?
Well, for the past 2 years, we've taken it upon ourselves to be able to provide the strategy that's needed to remove the children from the street. But it is a very complex issue. When you say this street children issue has been done years and years back, it has never succeeded. And so what we are trying to do now is to have a holistic approach to it. When you say Akwano free, or Eba Kroma, it means there's something pushing that child from the home. And we will need to also look at the family. That what is pushing that child? Can we do something about it before that child is sent back? It takes time. Secondly, also, it's not all the children who have the families or want to go back. And so we have to create the alternative family care system. So some can be fostered and some can be adopted. It all takes time. But then the main issue is that it's the more we talk about the street children, we don't have the data, empirical data. Because this amount of children on the street, Kra, Kumasi, Tamale, it can be. So what we wanted to do first is have a head count of all the children on the street. When we are able to do that, then we can be able to break them into categories because Obiani problem, all the children do not have one problem. And so there's a need for us to segregate it and put them into categories so that we can have interventions for each one. And so it's not that simple. But then since 2017, with our own resources, the very meager that we have, we've taken about 270.
270
out of that, yeah. So the issues are very, very, very complex, and we need to take our time to deal with it. It's not just taking the children from the streets, putting them at a particular place, and then leaving them there. No, you have to work on them. We need to have a database of each child that we have contact with, so that wherever they are in terms of their development, we can track them.
Okay.
So these are issues that we are because the first time when it was done, there was nothing like tracking to know where they are. When they are sent back to Yeji or Tamale, what happens to them there? We need to have a tracking system to know that at Yeji, the child is going to school or is having a skill training. And so his development is being well looked at. These are issues that we are dealing with now.
Well, Dala Shagbo, Deputy Director, Department of Social Welfare, I am not really convinced with some of the responses. It's giving me an impression of a helpless situation. But Nanaya, but what question be?
Because what said that and what he's saying, it looks like it's a growing development. You're helping, yes, but the issue is still there. Oko pe bi ankole gugu, oko what they say in between they call my pay that fear horse ya. The horse essence I'm holding there. It looks like you take them there and they come back on the street. Either or they are not being taken care of well as a permanent place, hoping say they will go back and relocate with their family members near there. But they come back on the street.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, that it all depends on the funding. When they are taken over to the shelter, you have to trace their families. You need vehicles, you need fuel. Majority of them come from very far.
And you don't have fuel, you don't have vehicles.
Intervention for that family to make sure that that child doesn't come back again. Apart from that, then you have to also make sure that the child is either put into school or skill training.
And so it looks like we don't have any solution at the moment. With what you are saying, that's how I'm getting
That's what I'm telling you. The solutions are there. That if the department is well resourced, these issues will not really be a bother to us anymore. All that we need is that the society, as Ghanaians, must also put their mouth into it that yes, social welfare should be resourced with the needed resource tools, the funding, and we'll be able to deliver all these issues for you.
Well, let me thank you, Dela Ashagbo, for your time. Yeah, call one so quickly. Prosper Oye, Northern Regional Department of Social Welfare on the penny power on Oye. Good morning. Upon to say.
Good morning. Good morning. Everything is fine. I'm fine.
I see. I check my phone abe and I can't be sure. So, how is the Department of Social Welfare faring in the Northern Region?
I think we are doing well. We are doing well.
In terms of what?
Even in terms of the strict children issues.
Come again. In terms of what?
Yeah, your question is open.
It's open, but that's why I'm asking you. How is the Social Welfare Department? You have a lot of responsibilities on your hand there as a department. So, amongst the responsibilities, how well are you coping with it?
Yeah, I think that we this is about strict children. We can just go ahead and talk about that instead of.
Well, I'm not getting you because social welfare clearly defines roles and responsibilities. And I'm asking you that, how well are you living up to those expectations? How well? Any challenges in terms of staffing, in terms of logistics, in terms of funding and all those things?
Yeah, I think I'll say things are going on well, though with everything there are certain challenges. In fact, we are currently implementing the list, you know, which is a nationwide intervention. And as of now, I will say that we have about 1,752 communities in the northern region that we reach out with the list. And we also have about 86,954 households. And every 2 months, currently, the total sum of 6,693,168 Ghana cedis. So I think it's a success area because the various households that also the league are able to be beautiful.
Well, Mr. Prosper Oye, I'm not just getting you well. All I'm hearing is figures, 1,076. I'm hearing 86,000. I'm not hearing you clear.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that you were talking about how well we are doing. And I'm saying that we are currently implementing the LEAP program. So the LEAP program makes social grants accessible to a very poor household.
Okay.
Yeah, and in the northern region, we are reaching out to 1,752 communities.
I see.
Yes, and the households are 86,954 households. And they're taking a total sum of 6,693,000.
Well, we'll come back to those figures and just look at it well and situate it well as well. But we have a challenge here in the Greater Accra region. I don't know whether it persists over there in the Northern region. The challenge of streetism. In Accra here, that's one major challenge facing us as a unit force. In the Northern region, is streetism part of the challenges that is also coming up over there?
It is. In fact, just take a look at the street. You will see children serving as guides to persons with difficulty seeing and help in begging for alms. This is the stations you will see children selling to augment their families' income. And we think that is not appropriate. Children should be in school. So yes, indeed, the problem exists in the north here also, not only in Accra.
Okay, unfortunately, maintain a year prosper or year in Kay line a quickly encore NYEP, lawyer Justin Kodia, CEO, Yanin and Cotritrin. One of the things they promised was that this year, one by in Quada free a year in Quadado Dona free. Chief Executive, NYEP, good morning, and your that's what you bring to say, Odin Chilimu Ebre. Bibia Boko, dear.
Many me chair for so now. Just small point of correction. Youth Employment Agency.
Okay, Youth Employment.
NYEP, Brian Shastia.
Okay.
I said they the Youth Employment Agency. Why?
Why? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So, Mami Musa, one of the things I'm promising somebody in relation to Nkwale and Nam Mountain so was just to make sure a reasonable number they will be your free mountain. So, as to the strategy you have in taking them off, no. And we are not privileged to. But what to anamon? What shall I say?
My main chair for questions say you see be inquiry free abontin so no mean exactly when I your car seminar. But ubusam say mranten mabawa or more abontin so DNA ya found there na meet me actually.
Okay, so it should be that. Mranten mabawa a good mountain so. A quite ben among fast or more is how ne free or minus on almost.
Yo, you need to say, if you are smart for no youth unemployment, say a mountain in Mabawa, or Munya Juman, you know, a idea, a ha a bambia, any of my beer. Now, and can count by a baby memha, most countries near developing countries, no, the rate of unemployment, no, a higher than say be a developed country. And the Brano Miano, or share even statistics are a babon thing. And me know, as I say, according to Ghana living survey standard, on a almost of your moyena, every year be a mountain about 250,000 and they joining the Ghana labor market. Every year be a. Now, the our woman say, over public sector. Only 2% of 250,000 and our argument bit my form. The remaining 98% in the private sector and form, and I say Omoano, Omopebi no year. And that dream, I should declare a darby so. And then Osha, a number Pia, Mampin, and not Danko Kufado interventions or deba. Say Napkoya thereby ya fair mountain maba 100,000. One district, one factory, Hunduma ABBI Eba. Oba NEIP a mountain maba yes or masses or mabit mayomo unquan quadruma. Oba Youth Employment Agency at least me no kase monipa be over 60,000 a mountain maba or mimi payroll or more various models year running say or mountain finance or more wanting. Now, when national, it does not still solve the problem. In the long term, say problem when you are bit mass of real, as a company, it's regional. As a interest rate, a buffer, as a business confidence, or more cost. And the idea about we a 200 more power share economic indicators na air cost. But all back in the short term, Youth Employment Agency at the Atlantic Buponqua share. Your program a breast tattoo or any NYEP, nearby Jida, nearby you know. You won't say models be running community police, community sanitation, they often prano, community nursing, no community teaching assistant. You chance a share program you for 2 years. But once after 2 years, no, I'm ranting a mobile model, no, so I want to make a job. Either say over half form beam and also be jam on market abundance. If you say, Oba, maybe to sell community police, more man say be over 15,000 or more. There's also a feeling in an overshare. Maybe a Ghana police service, no more funny per 3,000. Today, if I'm some of the 3,000 in our Maya, we have about 12,000 youth or more in your humanity. It's a border era Samuel Kudano and a sector minister era is not sure about for what I say on the Debbie. We should be from just running models yeah, share numbers. Oh, you find the past 50,000, yeah, you find the past 60,000, but rather to a more sustainable, employable jobs. Maybe I saw what you say.
What you say?
Enti as Bosumi eba besimi me no ka say your tenka tima e next ko de di nkomo a nsem eba mo video so abechichi me ye de bibi ba e friend Youth Employment Agency Job Center YEA Job Center.
Okay.
O fe pa YEA Job Center no eya na mo afofa agency ni betu. Now this time around you may need to more of artisanal training. Say and stand juma.
Yeah.
When you say, what should be a carpentry, what should be a dressmaking, a cosmetology, a poultry, electric house, and it's on. Oh, yeah, none of our crowd manager take a crab in out to feed the manner. We did tell them by address and no crowd for say, yeah, dance, would you go back to be a community police and the community nurse, it be after 2 years, no, or moon mania. Eti any baby a dear share a female hawker. A toss of him. Go by Youth Employment Agency, any 66 artillery for a started program here, one of our flagship program, aquaculture. Regional 66 artillery more camp on a developing aquaculture facility here. You bet share and run ten Badwam is from high fire. You perceive not say flagship programs no every region. Northern region say the proposal about some smoke village, say Batakarine Fugu. One normal you quite shanty region, almost the about some magazine where my mechanics where get a car say Oshi assassin baby a bit my boy pie vegetables. And you perceive me and start conscious no mama. A bit no and bubiable and pabi because and my lasting solution. I said, Abia, you bear normal just for political reasons. You better say for the past year require into me in your sustainable job. Yeah, Minya, Sebi, you see, so turn us for more than Youth Employment Agency is car banding my a limited funds. It will be a delay account and other. Then so. A bread you say, I'm conquering Adom TV for multimedia, corporate institutions, and yet the adrin yet at a stakeholder table. Near John, yet you sit now, I say, I'm not telling my bow moon yet my idea. Sebi, a idea or minor a security issue. A the unrobby sem, Sebi no bonnet sem, and no maybe beba. It's yen net article bell comments, oh, Youth Employment Agency, yet the awarding you. The moment Adom TV say be a training hairdresser bako, a training mechanic bako, say training bako, a be a neighbor AC, and be Adom TV for so 10 with my boy. It be a corporate institution, banks in the national communities, and then na the Adom Boma, na Kataka can ye Buama, not telling him about woman yet man.
Okay, so
yeah,
all right, that's it because come away and come as I see a Gibran Kasani di. But what may be in your mabaku me and Sebi of interest, and they say name modern Mahon de Meshe a year in San Juma Sum Kwamo be improved that a biano. Ye bet one cover so but era Justin Kodia. Chief Executive YE, and that's an person already in common. Good.
So it's been ongoing. And it's been tailoring. Anyway. But really, say, there's been some kind of things like that for them. To me, train your hairdresser near there, former first lady say, na Juma now or tie. But really, is this sustainable? We are a solve a problem. That is where the issue is. I say to me about because if you are employing people, then these kids will not come on the streets. And mammy, Juma, papa, Monya don't know dia, or Major Bonte, now or mayor how infant will be also and call it a mountain.
Yeah, buy a train common.
Adom TV Badwam adwumadie ye factory ye wonso say ye be kom monten ne ani omwadi nkomo ne ye tie omo hawo e de nti pote ene manisra de e kobda na ufiri hin na oba nkran
ba che me fi kumasi
we de medie mu a e banisen na neyi ekwan ho na wo srasrade
sebi menante ansana na me father is sojani it na me go school na yale ka me na mo de me kotu kuma su kofa no che tipane a mo wo me no na ma me yesi tip ni nyina chire no me yesi no na abusuafo su me ma me mu ni bi na iga me na mana me hu samafo che me ska na ga me sisa be dia me de betra kwa wa asese ade kakra
nti na wo nkran ha na so wo firi kuma se ne ba
me firi kuma se ne ba
nti mo na de ba nkran ha
sata na rolling star na takwa de training argument me fu train ne ba
yenhwe adwuma wo ye ya wo srasrade wo kwan ho obi be bisa se de bia wo betra ha ya ahen na wo tumenya
skad a day bia 150 na say 200 say bia oko obi ka wona yakopo kana kuma ene obi bia obetumi acho bia be 200 na say 10 cedi
nti me pacho wo ma wo hwe won
pacho menu ma wo ba ko ba oba na busuafo no ma fa akwara ma me
yenhwe what try say bia nke dwuma bi kwankasa wo be pay dwuma
emra na yale ne ba sa na me pam empaboa me shine na ni ya chire no me hwe atete a efie omode ye me na say bi kura na me pam ade na na say me ko sis coming eska kra na me smani ji video me so ano iti ya na me ko she video dem a me ba no na omo bu me ne ebro no na me de efie edbet na anu edba kra anu
uhwe ubedru akra hai ene se na wo kuma so ubetumi aka se bia ayeyi ama wo
me fru oba ne de sebi enye ma me bat de me de beto aduane di ne de me de beto atade a hye no chance me tena fi because me tena fi a abusuafo no mu ni bi ombeka se minji na se mu okra na ebedi bro nya me ko fie no a che de kakra mo de ma me no me kuta be 1 million me de ko ya na se 2 million me de ko ya me ko ya san no me hwe ka be 600,000 no e be san no na ga me kra mo se me ko ana me sa fo ka na me ba it is me tene me ko tene fees se ko me be de me am me
mamisa ade san hefa port na ya oda
ade san me da okanshi honum okanshi market honum central police station bebe me baskele no na me da
ade na obeka se opese aban de boa mo
over aban de ya kan e ma beble rolling star omo ka se omo ebe mais omo be mais ka me free kwan ya enkrasi for de eko ye ne e wo kra omo amaye na naso ba ye omo achuchuru edin agige ye normal ne e passport picture eno so no enti ho hwe media academy say ka me omo churo din no ade am ka say me penis nikanika sebi edin yam emekoni eburu na ka ma ye video center keto ebi na ka mete ano so ni nyina sa omo no yanti ho hwe
frozen
from Matthias
wo free hin na obankra
me Facebook na me ba akra
wo din fia
my like 20 years my like 20 years
obi bisa die nti na wo srasra de wa
srasra de ne ye na djuma ye nti donc en nti donc ye be ye de ne ye didi donc ene na ye ne ye tu ne ye fa ne ye didi
obi bisa se adanti na wo mpe djuma bi nye se bi nika ana se bi wo beton ade kitu bi se anka wo beton die nti na wo nye djuma na wo srasra de
donc ejuma ne ye ne majuma na ye manfo mpe votu Bibre wo na mo baba country se mo be boye. Na mo chwe pictures. Mais later young home. Donc si dia yetu ya nim ajumane be ya woto ni amakura o man fon to ni amanesa. Donc won't manya sika fast na woko kwenda ma obi betima hu mabo na wodi ama o ene ne ye kakra ne ye di
nti day uba ha na so be adwuma ska he na wonya
de bia nya be bia na wo benya bi de wo na wo betima nya na dozu de wo hotua wo nya shi ndi na wo be di na wo benya odi asi donc ne de nya press wo na wo benya be bia time ho kura wo ba kura like 10 cedi women 5 cedi women 7 cedi na wo benya.
My name is Audu.
Where do you come from?
I come from Niger.
Niger. Okay, so why do you find yourself begging on the streets of Accra?
Wake up, my parents, they don't have anything to give me make a work. That's why I'm begging in the streets.
For how long have you been begging on the streets?
Like 12 years now.
12 years. Why? What is the reason why you can't work and rather want to beg on the streets?
I don't have any work to do. That's why.
Have you tried selling something and then people couldn't buy?
No, I'm not trying to sell anything because of money matter. I don't have money to sell something.
So let's look at it. In a day, begging on the street, how much do you get?
Oh, it is sometimes I get 150, 170. If I get more, like 200, finish.
So do you have children?
I have children.
How many children do you have?
I have 2 children.
3 children. So where are these children? Where are they?
The Volta region size.
So from the Volta region, how then do you feed your children?
Oh, my children, my wife will come. They see me, I get small, I give them to the students.
You pay their school fees?
Oh, I pay school fees.
So if you come to work in a day and you don't get anybody at all, nobody gives you money, how do you feed?
Oh, I don't feel correct, but because sometimes only chop money or I get manage myself. In the morning to next money I'll come do look whether I'll get something.
Nkoda nketewa nso a mo nso aninam a wɔsrɛsrade na mpo nipa a wɔnam krom onim wɔn nanso so wɔtumi edi wo akyi ɛkɔ baabi ansa na wɔma wo wade no nso akɔyɛ ade a ɛha adwene pa ɛwɔ krom ha yɛhwɛ social welfare fo a anka adwuma yi ɛyɛ ɔmode na nka wɔsɔ mbotena ɔmo nan so ɛyɛ adwuma no a no muso ahyase ebo benase akade a wɔsɔ ɔmode yɛ adwuma na nyade a ɛsɔ eni nipa hodo a wɔkyɛ nkoda yi sika akyerɛ ne nti a osusu sɛ ohun nkoda no ɛwɔ kwan ho a na sɛ wɔsrade a ɛwɔ sɛ wɔtumi pɛ bibi kakra ɛde ma wɔn.
Yeah, sometimes me mom muska trebia me mom muska and nentema me mom muska say we are all taking care and nkofo na hwɛ yɛn nyinaa yes ɛnam nkofo nsa so na yɛn nyinaa yɛ didi whether sɛ yawofo ne twɛ sika na sɛ ɔmo ne twɛ school fees ɛnam nkofo nsa so nti nenti a me mom muska ne sɛ nyankopɔn ɛyɛ in such a way say I hold your hands, you hold my hands, and then we all move together. And until mama mama musika. I always say nka bia nka omo e school mo. But then the question is when are they omo eko? We have so many NGOs around, but I don't know bia omo hu nti as I say omo gather the street once in now omo di omo eco school. Nti I'm appealing say nka a time may come a government ebe hu omo nanka wasesa omo nanka bia op be omo akọ.
Oh me mom bi humo bro. Me home and say omo tie na humo bro. But the enye no say omo wo hono ma omo nko school. Nti daachi no e be ko sen. Ka odwun san so nko nchade enso da. Se o ka so badwun san ne ma no ho a on chade da. Bible ko omi se o chade a unya de. Ntade chade me fi say ye.
Nkwala ni bi wo ho a they are homeless. They don't have parents, they don't have place to sleep. Like they are just roaming. So sometimes when I meet them on the streets, sometimes I give them money.
Nipa bi no mu nso akire mu sɛ anya ade a omuche omwade esane se
ekwasem ne se me hu obi no need dem am nche niska esan san kran no ma me no de omo ye adwuma ube hu se omo jenya kwa no ma me no te edua bi ase wo kwan no enyunum enkran no kwaji niska no de abre om bo me kom so ho nte chima bia so akoba ne sana na ase child abuse ni binu no sana me hu no enti me hu omo me mom ska bia
me mom ska ne ntia me mom ska ne se wo hwe omo a ye do ma betratra kwa omo ho dene no e che se o so mo pa bibi no mo ye omo hyedan nkasa na omo pese mo ha ban na adwen enti me hu ne ntia ya o se wo ho dendenden na o do baba be akwala no se at least o ko school na akwala no ko school so obobo aman no na no dendenden no da baba betra kwa ho na akwala no twitwitwi watade ne wo kwa ho a I disturb.
The money are not used for the children. For me, I think the parents don't use the money for them. They take the money from them and send them out to keep begging. You know, children they look pitiful. So you would just want to give it to them. Unlike if, say, our parents, Neko Isasikano, thank you. So with children, you can easily give it to them. So the parents are also taking advantage of their vulnerability to extort money from people. So I feel that's what I think.